Welcome back to Nutri-Rebel, Red Pill Edition, where we try to reach neglected demographics and presenting the information in a different way so they understand. There's so much of things I didn't understand about health, and I was a fan of alternative, holistic this, holistic that, but I wasn't doing anything targeted. And I knew that, the powers that be were suppressing a lot of things, but I didn't put all the pieces together, and I couldn't figure out my own health problem. This is like a nightmare. But anyway, when you talk about nutrition, people think, oh, just put some food in your mouth, that's nutrition. I said, no. But anyway, chiropractic is one of the modalities that people attend quite frequently, and most of them are just like assembly line. And I'm not bashing them, but it's a money-making operation all over the place, not just them. But anyway, everyone has to live, but when you're just adjusting someone's spines, I would say that's not enough. Anyway, you'll see.
Hair. What are your thoughts on using a chiropractor for adjusting back issues?
If you go to a chiropractor and all they do is adjust you, they suck. Yeah. Don't go to them anymore. If you don't correct the reason why they're in pain in the first place, if you don't correct the root cause of why they're out of alignment, they're just going to go back to where they were before. Here's what a good chiropractor looks like. They use adjustments judiciously, but they use a lot of exercise and correctional movements and mobility movements to correct the root cause of why you're hurting in the first place. Those are the ones you want to go see. But in the chiropractor world, there's like these people that teach chiropractors how to make more money.
Yeah.
And one of the strategies was to have lots of beds lined up in the same room.
That's what I saw.
And you set people up in these beds, and you adjust this person, adjust that person, adjust. And so you see 6 or 7 people.
Like a factory line.
I used to try to bring the chiropractic patient over to the nutrition side, and sometimes you get this look like it's not happening.
So this is what many people think nutrition is, and they see pictures of people like celebrity practitioners like Dr. Berg, and some guys are shamed, and they if you try to mention this stuff to them, and they think that you're like homosexual or something.
Are you now, or have you ever been a homosexual?
Or even worse, they think you're maybe like you're like retarded or something. Like I've had people mock me. They say, "Are you retarded?" I'm like, why would they be saying this? It's just, I'm not sure why because they're confused. They think it's an infantile thing, and you try to tell them, and they think you're doing this. They think you're like a special needs student. That's quirky. I'm not bashing him, but there was a song he made. Eating is fun. Eating is serious. This is what they think. This is what so many people think. And like I said, they see pictures of this healthiest foods and all this stuff, and it's like, okay, can you tell me how this applies to me? It just sounds like infantile. And most of it is. Anyway, I'm going to try to explain with some video here.
Right.
Lovely.
Okay.
Thank you, madam.
You're welcome.
This is what they think. I think it's infantile. Look at this. This is the way most nutrition marketing is, but they don't know about ortho-molecular
nutrition.
There's
been a lot of talk of bio-individuality.
Oh my God.
But what exactly is bio-individuality? Well, quite honestly, it's pretty much like what it sounds like. Bio meaning biology, and individuality meaning, well, you're just that unique person that you believe yourself to be. But do you understand what goes into bio-individuality? I want to give you an example. We're all pretty much the same kind of person, right? We're supposed to have 2 eyes, 2 arms, 2 legs, and so forth. But here's the deal. Differences in our internal molecular structure or functioning make us a very, very particular kind of person that's different from the rest of the world.
Just imagine if you went to a chiropractor and he first gave you a nutritional assessment according to ortho-molecular guidelines like this guy is talking about. You would find out what's potentially causing all your pain. You would, if you would be on the correct foods and the correct supplements and personalized, all the details are quite intense, but it makes it simplified. These practitioners make it simplified, like what I do, and make it simplified for you. You would likely stop getting the back pain that you're experiencing, maybe back pain, or you might even be able to remove bone spurs with the proper food, with the proper. Remember, we're made out of what goes into our mouth mainly, right? We're just like, if you had somebody like me that was like a botanist for a plant, or like him, you would probably not go to the chiropractor so much, dentist so much. So the industries would collapse. This is why you never hear of it.
Now, for some of us, that may mean we've got a thyroid disorder, which can be negatively impacting. For others, it could mean, you know what, we are what we call undermethylated. We don't have enough methyl molecules, therefore we're undermethylated. These methylation molecules actually turn on our system. They turn on our DNA. They turn on our enzymes, our hormones, our brain chemicals. Okay. In addition to methylation disorders, there could be nutrient disorders like too much copper or too little zinc.
Yeah.
Any engineer knows you can design a ship, you can design a car, you can design a plane on paper. That's genes. But how it actually works in real life, now that's what you need to really take a look at. And the way we do that is through chemical analysis or chemistry. That's bio-individuality. And that's what the field of ortho-molecular medicine is all about. It's looking at how your body is.
And a lot of guys are trained to think that this type of thing is pansy stuff, or like I said, they'll think you're this. This is crazy. Like it's just really sad. So what else are you supposed to do? It's just
actually working, not some promise, not some DNA test. So here's the deal. When you know who you are biochemically and how your system works, now you can make the best choices with regard to diet, with regard to treatments, with regard to nutrients. Let me give you a quick example. Let's say you've tried everything and you've got a thyroid disorder, but you never seem to really get your levels appropriate or correct. You've been taking any given brand of some type of thyroid hormone.
Yeah.
But did you know that if you don't have the right nutrient levels, that thyroid hormone may never get where it needs to go to the different organs throughout your body? That's what we call transport. So thyroid is just one example. That example is meant to represent your entire system. Make it real simple. Stuff gets made, it's need to get where it needs to go, and then it's got to be active when it gets there. And nutrient imbalances can affect all three.
So there you go. It's really that simple and that complex at the same time. But you actually have to have to do this type of thing. And most people wait until they get sick. But anyway, like I said, the key takeaways are it's best to visit someone like me to get a personalized assessment, or even you can get the free one there to see, but that won't tell you extremely much about your individual self, to find out why you're getting these pains, if you have pains. And they're all connected. So the back pain could be connected to your teeth getting decayed. All these things are connected. Why? Because your body's one unit. Oh my. Look at this stuff up. It's no joke. But anyway, thanks for listening, and please like and subscribe. Okay, help get the word out there.